I've moved from the Minneapolis-St. Paul metro area to the Chippewa Valley region, the Eau Claire metro area. But why did I do that?
Simply stated, money. We save about $2,000 a month living here in Lafayette, Wisconsin, a suburb of Eau Claire, in a duplex townhouse twice as big as the sixplex unit we had in Plymouth.
This opens up some new options for my trips. There are 2 flights a day to Chicago and back on United Express, and Sun Country starts flying to Fort Myers and Las Vegas coming in September. As you saw in my Greyhound video, this McDonald's has several coach buses a day that stop there on the way to the Twin Cities, Green Bay, Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison, and if I'm feeling more personal, I could go across the highway there and get a shuttle to MSP Airport with groom transportation.
A new passenger rail service partly on the former CNW line through Eau Claire is under study that would connect the Chippewa Valley and Madison to the national rail network for the first time in over half a century. More on that in a future video. I'll also check out the surprisingly extensive Eau Claire Transit bus network, which if you live in Eau Claire or Altoona, delivers folks around town for work or errands fairly efficiently. But it still only runs 6 days a week. But hey, their plan for the next decade involves microtransit. Of course, I've followed affordable housing to the fringes of a more minor metro area than the Twin Cities. I may have country living and lakeside recreation to have, along with the conveniences of the second fastest growing metro area in Wisconsin, but as usual, I need to drive in order to work, shop, or use Eau Claire's modest public transit system. Though there is a dial-a-ride public transit service funded by my post office city of Chippewa Falls, it only delivers riders to Eau Claire Transit's North Side bus service at relatively great expense of time and money. Nevertheless, I'll show you this service in the future too.
15 of what?
5 Amtrak stations are about a 90-minute drive to Toma or La Crosse, Wisconsin, as well as Winona, Red Wing, and the Twin Cities of Minnesota. I kept my position and pay rate at my full-time job, and the cost of living is about 20% less here in the Chippewa Valley. The Twin Cities has lots of connections, but it's expensive, not like Chicago or LA, but enough to make it hard to save or pay down debt. Rarely do I find a good-paying job in an affordable living space that are both linked by adequate public transit in the Midwest. I couldn't afford to move to Chicago this time to check those boxes. So instead, I'll save some money and show you how I get around starting from this less explored, but often passed through part of North America. I spent 36 years in Minnesota, and I was beyond ready for a change of venue in my daily routine, but I'm still close enough to drive to MSP within an hour. So when the southwest extension of the Green Line and Metro Transit opens, hopefully next year, I'll be there on the first week, because crowds on the first day sure aren't my thing.
And in a couple of weeks, I got a trip planned to somewhere out in the country, and the Amtrak will be involved, and it involves my 2 favorite words in the English language, via Chicago. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching this explanation video.